The monster.
Left hook comes in. Inoue comes around the guard with a right hand.
He's vicious.
Hands behind the back. Oh! Now Inoue.
The mean son of a bitch.
And a big right hand that comes in. Great work from Inoue.
It's been 12 years since the unbeatable Naoya Inoue started his soul-snatching campaign in the Napoleon-sized weight classes.
Destructive work from the monster. Body shot. A fearsome flurry. And he's down. He's got him with a left.
7.
Oh, a big right hand.
With a dynamic blend of crisp technique
Really hard to get in and out.
and cataclysmic power,
7.
Oh, a big right hand from Naoya Inoue.
the modern-day samurai has conquered 4 divisions by the age of 30, setting a record for knockouts in title fights. Today we look at the ruthless aggression of the new school prodigy that earned him the nickname Monster.
With fire, that's just the way it is. The monster!
Wake the fuck up, samurai.
Born in April of 1993, Inoue was prophetically named Naoya, which in Japanese stands for excellence or self-improvement. He was brought to the gym by his father, a former boxer turned coach. Trying on gloves for the first time in kindergarten, Naoya set out to puff up his record, styling on young BTS fans. In the professional ring, the 19-year-old prospect effortlessly lived up to the fearsome moniker, Monster. His precision of a trained sniper was evident from the get-go. And half a year later, he easily became a regional champion. By April of 2014, the Japanese sensation had scored 5 consecutive victories. Seizing the chance to vie for the belt right in front of his anxious mother, he began to torture Adrian Hernandez with 1-2s up and down, lighting him up with consecutive hooks, and claimed the WBC 108-pound title in just his 6th outing. Just to drive the point home, he defended it once, again proving unmatched as a combination puncher. Soon he jumped over a division to junior bantamweight at 115 pounds. Similar to Naoya's previous opponents, the WBO champion hit the ground several times and surrendered the gold without resistance. Thus, by December 2016, Inoue had defended his crown 3 times.
Inoue has him ready to go to the body. Yep, there it is.
Finishing 9th out of 11 adversaries inside the distance. And edged closer to the high-profile bouts. The monster's subsequent unfortunate victim was Kohei Kono. The former champion showed his fearless samurai spirit out of the gate. Inoue disciplined his brave opponent by changing levels with his left. Emphatically bombarded the head with the right. And pot-shotted off the back foot. The audience loved the Hong Kong action inside the ropes. The dollar store Jackie Chan looked reinvigorated. But everyone knew what he was brought in for. Naoya was already celebrating when he was asked for an encore. Naming the knockout tune on his second try, the Japanese phenom continued to ravage the super flyweight division for another year, racking up an impressive streak of 7 defenses. Becoming more popular back home than isekai anime by the age of 25, in 2018 the still-growing Inoue hit the scale at 118 pounds. The WBA champion, Jamie McDonald, touched the canvas in the very first round.
Clearly Inoue with the body punch that sends McDonald.
Naoya pulverized him with a merciless flurry.
And the power punches and the combination has McDonald to the rope, right and left, and that is it. History is made in Tokyo, Japan.
And claimed the strap in his third weight class.
Just a remarkable performance.
With a resume of 16-0, Inoue entered the World Boxing Super Series. The aim of the 8-man tournament was to gather top fighters from different sanctioning bodies at the same weight class to determine the best. In the quarterfinals, Inoue was welcomed by the former king, Juan Carlos Payano, who, although considered elite,
knockout ratio, but here
was far from a genius in the ring.
Decision against Rush. Left-right combination, and Payano has been stretched on the canvas, and he doesn't know where he is.
Forgetting that southpaws are better off moving to their right, the Dominican exposed himself to a 1-2 and went offline in a minute-long knockout of the year. Leading up to the semis, the opposing coach disrespected Inoue Sr. Defending the family honor, Naoya didn't allow the undefeated IBF champion, Manny Rodriguez, to press him for long.
28% knockout ratio.
Inoue halted his advance with multiple overhands.
Off his feet. Big right with a flurry of his own. Toe-to-toe action, first round. Spectacular. Oh, that
added a multi-targeted left to the mix in the center.
They're winging these punches in, these two. It's almost a macho. Oh, big shot to the body.
And loaded up with power shots in the second stretch.
Punches from Inoue. And there's a right hand gone in too from Inoue. This is a fearsome flurry. And he's done. He's got him with a left for the first time in his career.
Squaring up to put more stank on a slashing hook.
Ah, what a shot. And
Inoue unloaded body shots next.
Here comes Inoue. Oh.
And Rodriguez lost the will to resist.
Shoto, Japanese, lights out.
Capturing his second divisional belt inside 5 minutes, in 2019, Naoya was matched up against Nonito Donaire. The 36-year-old 4-division champion, with a record of 40-5 and 26 knockouts to his name, could play the boxing game.
And I gave Vargas that round. Oh, just kidding.
But preferred to wreak havoc launching right hands.
Big right hand from Donaire.
And possessed a lethal left hook in mid-range. Donaire made it to the finale, scoring 2 finishes as well.
To evade.
Down goes Young!
So fans expected nothing short of a war for survival. From the outset, Inoue started hammering the body and head from a safe distance. He was punishing Donaire's attempts to get close.
Comes back with that famous left hook. Both men exchanging.
both jumps in the left hook.
And in the second round, Nonito had a taste of his power.
Donaire, who was the track setter in the glory years of his career. So
We've seen so many knockouts, 16 KOs.
The Filipino increased the pressure in response.
Through them so far. Catches.
After taking a compact punch that caused a cut,
And that's the one that cut it, opened immediately.
Naoya was forced to retreat.
His footwork, keeping him against the rope.
Second that Inoue, the 4-weight world champion.
He relied more on head movement.
Yeah, it's all going to plan so far for Donaire.
Just being answered by Donaire. Back down.
And fully embraced the role of the sharpshooting matador.
What he needed to be. Through opponents en route to the final. Left hook just on the way out, but then he eats.
As the rounds passed, Inoue was able to reclaim the center.
Good stuff. Good short left hook went in and again from Inoue.
A decade now as well. Lovely left hook. Right hand, beg your pardon.
Meanwhile, the veteran zeroed in on countering the jab.
But as you say, Inoue just in the ascendancy, passed the test so far, but
Experienced fighters are able to take the sting out of shots.
In the fifth, the Japanese killer copied his tactic,
Inoue, yeah, that's a good right hand.
mixing it up with a left hook.
one bit and arguably
Ring, try and pick these counter shots, counter left hook there.
that staggered Donaire.
It really stunned Donaire, but again, credit.
And uncorked the right,
Both of the men in the final.
eating the jab to land a shot of his own.
There we go, there's the right hand. Lovely shot over the jab.
Inoue spent the rest of the round drilling Donaire's ironclad temples.
Covers up. Moments to the bell as Inoue opens up.
At the midpoint, Donaire woke up,
As we expected it from Pro Brian Taylor. Over a decade his senior.
and both warriors started swinging in the open.
5.5 rounds.
To take us into the second half of the fight. Inoue lands a
With no knockdowns on either side, they got back to sniping from afar.
lovely double.
Still looks fairly comfortable.
Inoue sought to solve the puzzle, pumping the jab.
Increasing the work rate. Planting his feet, really trying his best to.
But this only allowed the Filipino to set up his right.
He was stunned for a second there, but he takes away from his opponent so well. But that's a good right hand.
With blood in his eyes, Inoue tried to fend off with flurries.
What the odds would have been on it. Wouldn't have got much though. And now comes
Nevertheless, Donaire continued to catch him.
Both thinking, both letting their shots
Go toe for toe in what was guaranteed to be the fight of the year. And in the ninth frame, Inoue, who had never been in serious trouble before, was nearly flattened by Nonito's bombs.
Tan lands. Oh! Counter right hand from Nonito Donaire.
Taking it like a champ,
I mean, that's a lovely right hand. Really, really was.
and making it to the break.
Donaire Inoue rips to the body, head snapped back by. Starting to pick those shots, the bell came at just the right time.
Naoya reintroduced the intrigue,
Stances, we know Inoue is fresh.
provoking and punishing.
Your own Hyman.
The Japanese boxer seized control in this battle of wills.
And this is now Inoue's round.
Oh, and again.
But he hurt Donaire there, and he did.
The 11th round saw Inoue change levels of attack.
Rounds. Right. Oh! Inoue will sense the shots landing cleanly because Donaire not taking his feet back.
Variation. Head, body, lead right hand to counter.
And Donaire suddenly experienced jaundice,
This is a home ground now. Really get behind him. That's a lovely left to the body.
punching a hole in the hull with a liver shot. The monster went after the sinking ship.
As Inoue opens up again, sinking deep,
He's really
tries to
hurt.
hang on. Inoue opening up.
However, Donaire's pride wouldn't let him bend.
Opens up with those combinations again. He knows they will want him to finish on his feet.
And in the final moments, he went on the offensive.
Hats off to both guys. Fantastic stuff.
A seesaw massacre cost Inoue a broken nose, a fractured orbital, and dozens of stitches. And although Inoue had to dig deep for the first time, he beat one of the most decorated boxers in the world and earned his first million. After winning the Muhammad Ali trophy, Naoya took a year off for recovery. In 2020, he received a lucrative contract with Top Rank and a ticket to Vegas. Amidst the pandemic, the best they could find was Jason Maloney, a decent contender by way of Australia. As expected, it wasn't competitive. Obeying social distancing, Inoue peppered Maloney with swift jabs,
Question is, can the opponent here, if he's on the outside,
countering the opponent's lead hand with stiff overhands,
Nice counter. but sometimes it's... Oh, big right hand there from Inoue, and Maloney takes it, and he takes 2 steps back.
Man, you look at that. Just a quick little turn of the shoulder.
And adding uppercuts to the menu.
Ooh, left. Nice uppercut there with the right hand from Inoue, but Maloney takes it well.
Even Maloney's best shots lack the steam to slow down the Japanese athlete.
He's being out muscled. I mean,
Barely breaking a sweat, Naoya dominated in a one-sided manner.
Ooh, big left to the body.
Maloney is finding home for his right hand occasionally.
There you see the to go as his jab got to its destination.
And calibrated his biggest weapon until the 6th round.
The inside, using his strength, and he gets clipped by a left hook from Naoya Inoue.
That's when Jason fell into the trap.
You can hear the thoughts that... Oh! Shot right there.
Down goes Maloney on a...
Taking half a step back, Inoue took the sting off Maloney's jab, slightly pivoted on his front foot, and planted a check hook.
Beautiful left hook right in between by Inoue. You can hear the thoughts that... Oh!
Back on his feet, the Australian continued to suffer.
As Maloney gets big shot early in the round. But he lands cleanly.
By the end of the round, his extra health bar was depleted.
As round 7 comes a big right hand from Naoya Inoue, and it's over. It is over.
Did everything. He showed speed, he showed power, he showed some flavor with his feet.
A nasty atomic breath overhand marked the 20th victory for the 27-year-old fun-sized Godzilla.
Round 7 comes a big right hand.
Next, the promoters threw Michael Dasmariñas under the bus, a 30-2 southpaw from the Philippines. Naoya opened up the showdown with snappy left hooks.
You can line up your power shot.
Michael decided to focus on the torso,
Opponent, even if very little is happening.
which only gave the Japanese boxer a hint.
He's starting to settle down and land some shots.
There it is.
But then a shot like that'll land.
Left hook to the body.
Knockdown scored by the monster.
Scoring a delayed knockdown with a crisp shot to the ribs.
Just a grazing shot right there that just paralyzed Dasmariñas.
Inoue prolonged the execution until the 3rd round.
Back down there with that left hook.
There it is.
This time, the Filipino laid down.
3-punch combination. Goes back to it again. Oh!
But his agony was over within seconds of standing up.
Active work from the monster. Uppercut. Body shot again. My, oh my.
Ending the one-sided beatdown with 3 emergency landings.
3 body shot knockdowns and a knockout victory.
In the summer of 2022, Naoya was ready to settle the score with Donaire. Since their last encounter, the 39-year-old heir to Pac-Man had improved his stat with a couple of KOs, as well as the WBC title. Unlike their first collision, Naoya maintained range perfectly, rocking back after each strike.
See the jab of
And when Donaire tried to chase him down,
Inoue.
Inoue was prepared.
Nice left hook there from...
Launching a left and feinting it once more to draw Nonito's overhand. The Japanese dynamo dinged the temple for a knockdown.
Quick right hand to the temple.
Nice left hook there from...
But failed to finish his man off before the bell.
The bell was his greatest ally.
In the second stretch, he added a check hook to the equation. Buckling the foe. Naoya proceeded to tune him up like a guitar on the ropes.
Donaire. It's devastating power, and the legs of Donaire are not all there.
By the 5-minute mark, Donaire's legs were living a life of their own.
With fire, and that's just the way it is, for better.
And Inoue guided the lamb to the slaughter.
To find his balance. But better to just go down, Dre, because Inoue is going to work here, and they're knocked up, and this fight is over.
Having wobbled the opponent with a short hook, Naoya dropped the concrete-headed Donaire with a 1-2-3 combo.
Impressive knockout victory for the monster.
And became a 3-belt monarch.
Naoya!
In order to achieve undisputed champion status, Inoue lacked only the WBO belt, held by Paul Butler, a solid left hook enjoyer,
drunkenness successful,
and a big fan of liver shots with an impressive record of 34-2. The Japanese butcher began to cut angles from the outset.
Or double jab that time, a 5-punch combination. He went double jab, right hand, left hand to the body.
Cornering the thoroughly defensive Brit.
Left hook comes in. Inoue comes around the guard with a right hand.
And expertly stuffing his breadbasket.
So that side is up, and then he comes.
Always keeping him in range. There's a right hand and a left hand to the body. Enough offense, Timmy, to keep Inoue off. There's a right hand that comes in, and 2 lefts to the body.
Once in a blue moon, he would let Butler open up.
People, when you say that, you call it a teeter-totter, and Butler finally lets his hands go.
But feeling little danger in his explosions,
he does for a moment.
Inoue introduced slips for the sake of variety,
creating the opportunity for offense. Now you see the head movement, something he has taken great pride in. Remember, he took that mini
and lowered his hands by the midpoint, mocking the enemy.
The punching power from Inoue. Look at Inoue, he's having fun. This is the undisputed champion.
3-punch combination from
the humiliation session lasted until the 11th round.
Look at this. Hands behind the back.
He hit him with the Roy Jones.
Then he comes forward.
That's when Naoya reminded everyone that his arsenal had more combo sets than a McDonald's menu.
Now Inoue with a combination. Right hand to the body, that was a good one. And a big right hand that comes in. Great work from Inoue. That power of Inoue comes through, and he gets it done at 11.
Outstriking Butler 4 times to 1 and flooring him with a 10-punch sequence, Inoue emerged as the undisputed champion. The first one from Japan, and the only one in boxing history to knock out the top dogs under all regulatory bodies.
And a big right hand that comes in. Great work from Inoue.
Having cleared out the division, Inoue announced his move to the 122-pound super bantamweight category. In July of 2023, without any tune-ups, he went against the undefeated leader of the weight class, Stephen Fulton, who owned the WBC and WBO belts, and was renowned for his sniper-like style.
93% of the fight has been.
Despite the size disparity, Naoya immediately established dominance from long range with a multifaceted jab.
Good jab.
Took command of the center and forced the American to flee.
There it is again.
And there's the first right hand that is able to land. And he comes with it again, and then a 4-punch combination.
Fulton's offensive efforts were as futile as advice from crypto bros.
Fulton steps forward, and the way backs off. You can see how calm and in control.
Methodically probing the body with straight lefts. The beast from the east followed up with quick 1-2s.
Double jab, comes upstairs with the right hand.
On his bike. Just trying to avoid shots from now.
And check hooks.
He's tough. You got to show you're tough while still being intelligent.
Nice level changing jab right there in exchange.
In the 5th round, Inoue turned the ring into his own shooting range.
Just rhythm up. I mean, when you have a fighter like Inoue, he's not letting his hands go. He's afraid for what's going to come back, so now he's him to the punch.
Stephen snapped out of it and began setting up his right with the jab.
Good shot. Inside, coming, wrapping around the guard with that. Oh, good combination.
But Naoya mirrored him twofold. He negated Fulton's bursts with a short left.
No matter what position he's in, he's able to generate the...
Continued to fire away at the torso.
Trigger on it moments ago. He does.
Unable to stop the galloping Stephen with long combinations.
That's a perfect description of what makes his punching power.
In the 8th round, Inoue dulled his reflexes with single shots.
Inoue can get there quick.
And executed a masterful gambit.
Really hard to get in and out.
Right hand hurts him! Oh, a huge right hand from the monster!
Returning from the dead,
Fulton is laid out!
Fulton got lost in the finishing whirlwind.
Tried to grab the ropes, backed up into the corner. Here comes Inoue. That destructive, decisive power does it again!
Investing into body jabs throughout the whole bout, Inoue cashed out with a laser-sharp cross and a chasing step-through left hook.
Monster! Stamping in Tokyo!
Taking the 0 from the champion's loss column and smashing him into the corner post, Naoya confiscated his gold.
Headshot after headshot.
Smelling blood after the break, the monster tried to finish off the wounded.
Ended round 4. Devastating shots downstairs, then upstairs.
And standing in front.
That's a scary.
As it turned out, there was a lion's heart in the Filipino's chest.
Nice
Big
uppercut.
uppercut for Inoue.
Nice counter.
And his emphasis on the right hand almost evened out the bout.
Wallace lands a sneaky.
Another one.
Nevertheless, Naoya tempered his enthusiasm with body blows
Ooh, doing at times, but when he throws his shots,
and restored his shaken advantage.
And exchanging right hands to the head.
Oh.
Tapales, he motioned to right hand.
He did you something. Feint, turn, something.
Realizing how frantic the 5th round was, the Warriors adjusted their approaches. Tapales learned to leap in with a rapier-like jab.
Again, nice.
Stopped holding back in the clinches.
And ready to shoot back from Tapales. The jab is finding more success. Now, you know what I'm saying, he's catching Inoue falling at.
And connected with the straight left.
Nice shot from Tapales. Stop that one right hand and he'll double up. Nice one, too.
Inoue also let his cross fly.
Prospect, and Jamel, you're explaining why that's going to.
Initiated sequences with the lead hook.
But it's like I said earlier, if you know, caught that in the glove. Ooh.
And began systematically doubling up his right.
Doubling up that right hand. See, it just knocked him up. But when you sit there like that, you
By the 10th round, Marlon's health bar was empty.
At times frustrating.
He puts his hands up like that. Inoue would throw a shot and then hook. Ooh.
He's not gonna make it up.
After all the chapters of this dramatic battle, so scorching hot you could feel it even through the screen, Japan's favorite son fired a 1-2.
You knew he was gonna break. He was gonna break through the guard and start touching that chin just like that.
And became the 3rd man in modern boxing history, after Holyfield and Crawford, to achieve the undisputed status in 2 weight classes. Additionally, he set a unique record, scoring a 90% knockout rate in title fights. Even heavyweights can't boast such punching power.
Inoue makes history.